Hey there, I've got another quick yoga practice for you here. We're just going to get the body moving, get that energy flowing, and we should feel pretty great by the end of it all. So let's get started in a tabletop position. We're going to set up here to start with cat-cow. So you want to make sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, those palms are pressed nicely into the mat, fingers are spread wide, each knuckle is pressed down, hips are stacked over the knees. And we'll begin with our breath. Inhale, nice and slow as we tilt the pelvis forward, drop the belly down, pull the chest through, look up. And then exhale just as slowly, pushing the ground away from you through your hands and knees, pulling the belly in, looking towards your belly. Continue with your breath. Inhaling yourself into cow and exhaling into cat. Always trying to initiate that movement from the belly button and then have the gaze be the last thing to move each time. I begin most of my classes with cat-cow. In fact, you can find cat-cow in just about every class I teach because it's so good for our spine, especially if you're just waking up. Helps to reset that spine from your night of sleep. Let's do one more round here. And then we'll meet back with a neutral spine and set up for a variation of side plank. You're going to plant the right hand on the mat, having your right hand and your right knee in line here on your mat, and then we're going to drop that left foot back, having that left leg extended, and that left foot is in line with our right hand, right knee, right foot, and we're going to open up to the left side of our mat, reaching the left arm up. Really push down into your left foot. Reach the whole left side of the body up. Make sure your legs stay active. You're pressing into that right hand. Give it one more breath. And then we'll come out and set up on the other side. So now our left hand plants in line with that left leg. And we're going to open up to the right side of our mat, bringing the right foot in line with the left hand, left leg. Pressing into the ground, lift the right arm up. Make sure everything is really engaged. This is one of those postures that looks easy, but when you're in it, then you realize it's not as easy as it looks. A bit of balance that you need here, keeping the belly drawn in. We're really trying to rotate that right side of the body on top of the left. Last breath. And we'll go ahead and come out. Stacking the joints again back into your tabletop. Let's tuck our toes and hover our knees. Push the ground away through your hands so you really crack those shoulders. Pull the belly in tight. Hold here. Feel that heat you're starting to create in the body, maybe starting to break a sweat already. Give it one more good deep breath. And then we'll drop the knees back to the mat. You can untuck your toes. Let's walk it out to puppy dog. Stretch those shoulders. Stretch the upper back. Really reach the arms out long. You can have your forehead on the mat or even your chin on the mat. For the last few breaths, if you'd like, you can bend your elbows and press your palms together. Bring the hands behind the head. And then if you took that option, I want you to pull your belly in and think about arching your spine a bit. Pull back on those elbows. Feel that stretch in the triceps. Last breath. Good. Go ahead and extend the arms back out. We're going to press into the palms and come up into downward dog. Once you're in your downward dog, go ahead and pedal out the heels. Maybe some hops with the heels, maybe wag the tail, swaying those hips side to side. Just work into the backs of the legs. Stretch in the hamstrings.
Whatever feels good here. You could even come up onto your toes and bend deeply into the knees, stretch your feet. All right, let's inhale our right leg up into three-legged dog.
We'll exhale, plant that foot at the top of our mat, setting up here, making sure feet are in opposite lane or separate lanes of traffic so that you're stable as you inhale up into a crescent lunge. Then we'll exhale, plant our hands. Inhale, I want you to come back into a high plank with that right leg lifted. Feel free to drop your left knee if you need help. And then on our exhale, we're just going to come back to that downward dog. Inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, planting the foot at the top of the mat, making sure you're set up here for a nice stable crescent lunge. Inhale up into it. Exhale, plant your hands. You're going to inhale, send that leg back as you're in your plank. Keep the belly tight. And then exhale to downward dog. And do that a couple more times. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring it through. Setting up here. Inhale into your crescent lunge. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, plank with the right leg lifted. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, plant it. Set up. Inhale, up. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, plank with that leg lifted. Exhale, send it back to downward dog. Last time through. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, plant it. Inhale up. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, plank with right leg lifted. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, plant it. Inhale up. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale to plank with leg lifted. Exhale, downward dog. Take a couple breaths here in downward dog, making sure you're pressing into the heel of your hands. Again, fingers are still spread wide. You're pressing each knuckle down into the mat, so not a lot of pressure in the wrists here. Lifting the hips, trying to get that weight back into the legs. On your next inhale, we're going to shift forward into upward dog. And you can have your thighs on the mat for this upward dog if you'd like. A lot of times we try to lift the thighs up. It's okay, we can drop the thighs down. And then exhale back to child's pose. We're going to stay here for an inhale. And then exhale back into downward dog. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, downward dog. One more time through. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale your right foot forward, turn the back foot and plant it, and we're coming up to warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to a plank, again from your knees if you need to, and we're going to lower all the way down to our belly. Take a clasp with your hands behind you and inhale, lift everything up. Try to keep your legs squeezed together if you can. If you really need to release any pressure in the low back. You can separate the legs, but you'll build more strength in the low back with your legs together. Let's go ahead and exhale. Press yourself back into downward dog. Inhale, your left foot forward, turning the back foot, come up to warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands plant. Step back to plank, lower to your belly. Take the clasp behind. Inhale, lift up. We're holding here for just a bit. On your exhale then, press back to downward dog. We'll run through that 2 more times without holding in that full locust position. We'll just move with our breath now. So inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, plant your hands, lower down to your belly. Taking a clasp, inhale up. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhale your left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, plant your hands and lower. Clasp, inhale up. Exhale, downward dog. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. We'll go through that one more time. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, plant your hands, lower down. Take a clasp and inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, plant your hands and lower. Take your clasp. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Let's inhale to upward dog. Exhale to child's pose. Pause for an inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Once more, inhale, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. Stay for your inhale. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, plant that foot at the top of your mat, setting up for a crescent lunge. You're welcome to drop that back knee if you need to. We're going to take this into a twist. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. Trying to hook the elbow on the outside of the knee, press the palms together, or even fingertips if you need a little more space for your twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, plant your hands and step back to downward dog. Inhale your left leg up high. Exhale, plant it at the top of your mat, setting up in a crescent lunge. Then inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen, draw your belly in, and then exhale, twist. Always want to keep our belly engaged. Anytime we're twisting or bending, we're engaging Uddiyana Bandha to help support the spine as it's moving in those directions. Inhale back to center. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your downward dog. We'll inhale to upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. And we're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Start bringing that heart rate down. Last breath. And then we'll meet in the middle of our mat, sitting down, setting up for boat. So we're going to hold behind the legs and lift those feet up away from the mat. Keep your spine long, chest lifted. If you can keep the spine in this position and bring your arms out, go ahead and do that. If you start to round and collapse in the low back, come back here for support. And we're going to breathe. You make this more challenging by lifting the legs to straighten them, or even if they're not straight, lifting those feet away from the mat. Little more. Go ahead and cross your ankles. Palms are coming out in front of you. We're going to bring our knees in as close to our chest as possible as we push our arms and our hands away from us. And then little pulses for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug it in, relax. We'll do one more exercise here in boat. We're going to add a twist to it. So you can keep your knees bent here. Interlace your fingers in front of your chest. And we're going to extend the left leg long as we rotate and bring right elbow to the mat or towards the mat. It doesn't have to tap. And then back center and then switch. And switch. Switch. Do 2 more on each side. Good. Then hug it in. Relax. Bring the soles of the feet together for butterfly. We want to try to open the feet up then. Helps to release the hips. Open the hips a little more. Take 2 breaths here, sitting up. And then we'll hinge forward if you'd like to go deeper. You'll exhale, coming forward, reaching the chest and the chin forward. And then just relaxing that head. When you can't go any further, you can use your elbows into your legs to help you get those knees down a little lower. If you're coming down low enough, you could even walk your hands out in front of you to help come down a little further. We'll take 3 breaths here. Good. Go ahead and work your way back up. We're going to bring the legs out wide for a seated wide leg stretch. So if you're setting up here and your pelvis is tilted back, you might like to roll up the back of your mat so that you can sit on something or even get a bolster or rolled up blanket if you've got one and get that pelvis tilted forward. Keep the feet flexed. Take an inhale and then exhale, walk your hands forward. Come down as low as you can. You want to feel that stretch in your inner thighs and along the hamstrings, but You don't want to overdo it. You just want to feel the challenge. Breathe into it. Let's take 3 breaths here. Work your way back up. And we're going to side bend to each leg. You might find this a little more accessible to keep those feet flexed and keep your quads engaged. It's going to help release the back of your legs. So you can keep your right hand on that right leg and just inhale, left arm up and over. And come down again as far as you're comfortable. For those of you who are more flexible, you can grab the right foot with your right hand and come all the way down, grab with the left hand as well. Keep the left shoulder. We all want to keep the left shoulder back though. So if that makes you start to come forward, then don't worry about grabbing the foot with the left hand. One more breath. Good. Inhale up. And we'll exhale over to the other side. We'll take one more breath here. And we'll come up on the inhale. Good. Go ahead and bring both legs out in front of you. You might want to walk the hips back so that you're leaning forward. We'll grab the big toes with the 2 peace fingers. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine. Grab the toes, inhale, lengthen up out of those hips and draw the belly in as you exhale, reaching the chest forward as you fold. Then just relax the head when you've come as far into it as you can. Let's take 3 breaths. Inhale back up. And we'll go ahead and exhale down onto our mat. We're going to set up in bridge. So you're going to bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. Your toes are pointed straight ahead. Your heels are in line with your hips. Maybe you can reach down and feel those heels there. And then we'll exhale. On your inhale, push into your feet and lift your hips up. From there, keep pushing into the feet. Lift your belly up. Lift your ribs up. Maybe walk those shoulders underneath your chest. You can clasp the hands underneath you then if you could get that. Then you're able to really push into your shoulders and your upper arms to help lift your chest and lift your ribs a little more. And we're energetically pulling back on our heels towards our hands. Fire up the hamstrings. Lift everything up just a little bit more here. Try to create more of a back bend. And then exhale, release it down. We'll come into star, just laying down on the mat, taking up as much space as you can and totally relaxing, releasing. One more breath. Last thing we're going to do here is a twist, reclined twist. So interlace all 10 fingers around your right knee. Left leg is just extended on your mat. Pull the right knee in close to the right shoulder. Taking 2 breaths here. Now we're going to take our left hand and bring that leg across the body into our twist. Right arm can extend out. Gaze over the right shoulder, taking that twist into the cervical spine as well. And we'll take 2 more breaths. Bringing that knee back in towards the right shoulder for one more squeeze there. And then release that leg to the mat. And we'll bring our left knee in, find that same grip. Pull that knee in towards the left shoulder, taking 2 breaths here. And then take your right hand to bring the leg across the body into your twist, extending the left arm out, looking over that left shoulder. Try to relax into the twist. Release any tension or gripping you might have in your body. Take 2 breaths here. And then bring your knee in towards the left shoulder one last time, one last squeeze. And release that leg down. Find your Shavasana. Really settle down into it. Melt down into the floor. Relax your face and your jaw. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Let your eyes relax. Your ears. Soften your belly. Let that breath begin to slow down. Stay here as long as you can. Namaste.